Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I'm back with another Gizmo Sunday. I want to look at this contact instrument from Sonixinema. Is it Sonixinema? I think that's how they want us to pronounce it. It doesn't really look like Sonixinema. It's like Sonixima. I don't know. Anyway, Archetypes. Archetypes. It's a cello library, but it's kind of one of these propulsive gestural cello libraries. And, I have a half dozen of these types of things already. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this is the best one I've seen. Four really great categories of gestures, the ability to combine them, appropriate effects, beautifully recorded. It feels really vital when you're playing with it. Let's take a look at it. This is what they say about it. A bold, rebellious solo cello. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, this fella, Joe Zeitlin, great player, has really laid it down. And, the recording captures the things that it says it does. It really does capture an emotional feeling. We've got movements and gestures and suspensions and statements. I think basically what we're talking about here are propulsive things that repeat, but don't repeat in a static way at all. Plenty of content. 10 gigs, you've got to have the full version of Contact. I guess that's the one thing we should probably say. Well, I've loaded from the four main categories, movements first, because I think that it really does demonstrate exactly what this instrument is about. I'm running in Logic, and this is synced right now to the clock. Here's the metronome. You hear that? I'm at 120. Anyway, here's our pizzicato patch. And if I just hold down something simple, here's a G in pizzicato. Add the D. Add the F sharp. And you can hear that each pitch isn't exactly like its neighbor, right? It's a pretty convincing sound. Very vital and lively. Within each of these patches, we've got some control over just how fast it's pulsing right now. You can see it's at eighth notes. Left-right controls. And of course, a volume control here. We can make it go away completely. I, of course, also have basic dynamic control. Right? Nice. I had to go to that last chord. Within the movements patch, we've got a number of articulations. We were just listening to pizzicato. Octave pizz gives me a little alternating sound. This is the instrument doing it for me, which is kind of nice. Different kinds of bow techniques. That's a really useful technique, right? Let's change it to quarter notes because there's something really fun about doing your own eighths. So quarters. And then insert something on the offbeat. So I've made a much more interesting rhythm by just using quarter notes and offsetting my initial note. Colenuous with the wood of the bow. Chugs are just what you'd expect. Again, this would, I think, sound better for me with quarters, so I can kind of get a little rhythm going. Holding the chord down. It's very interesting and useful. And of course, I can overdub things. Like I can shift click to set two instruments. Let's send one to the left a little bit, one to the right a little bit. Let's look at the controls down below. So on top of everything else, we've got warp and these controls here. Now, listen to what happens when I warp this. And of course, we could put this on a continuous controller slider, but here's just a B flat major 7 chord. Warp it. So a little saturation, reverb, more than a little reverb. And then blurring is interesting. Listen, this is a great sound. It's a kind of a filter. If we increase the stereo field, we get a very wide image. Increase the gloss for a little extra crispiness on the top. Over here, these 3 panes, right now we're looking at the effects pane, have reverb and delay, effectively kind of like giving you the things that you expect. The degrade switch is well worth listening to. I'm going to turn the reverb off and turn gloss and blur all the way down. Narrower stereo field so we can really hear what the degrade does. I'm going to turn the presence down. Okay, so saturation. Quite a bit of fuzz. And increase the bite. Now, if I turn on the delay, I've noticed we get a little click. Do you hear it? This is not my favorite thing about that delay. I think this is a real scoring tool, and very rarely do I pick up something and immediately have a use for it. I've got a film I'm working on right now. You know, it's an intimate film, 2 actors, and cello is great for that kind of thing. Well, I mean, what we just had there was pretty distorted, but we've got some basic patches. They're saying, here, try this. This has a real sort of minimalist Steve Reich quality to it, doesn't it? Let's hop on to some of these other articulations. I'm going to go back up and choose gestures. And gestures, kind of a wonderful minimalist technique where you go between a couple of notes or perhaps have some harmonics bowing across the strings, ricocheting across the strings. So here's a simple minor second. And you can hear, again, if I play slightly off the beat, I'm going to get a performance that's a little off the beat. It's not locking itself over to the clock, which I think I have to say I like. Major second, just what you'd expect. Minor third, major third. Ricochets are kind of what I was talking about. You can hear it going across the strings, bouncing off. Great for bass. That's a minor chord. You hear it? Nice. It's a real performance sound. I'm loving it. So do we want major? Sure we do. And then sul ponticello, same type of thing with a thinner sound, right? It's a pretty sound on the bridge. And then the harmonics are just gorgeous here. It's up here. Can you imagine layering a couple of those together? Sure, why not? And again, we've got patches. Some of the patches on this are beautiful, so check this out. The instrument's doing most of the work here. The major seconds alternating. You can hear the effects being used to great advantage, right? The delay and the reverb and gloss, blur. I mean, all of it going on. Let's listen to a few more. Statements over here are, well, I mean, they're like little things that you'd do if you were a clever cellist. Each key will give you a slightly different statement. They're not exactly tonal, are they? Oh, bounce that. Throw the bow against the string to get it to bounce. Jeter. Harmonic drops, right? Super useful as a gesture, right? Perhaps punctuating an event. In fact, we could probably have a couple of these things together for fun. Great, that was excellent, just as the door opens. Oh, look at that face. And then finally, suspensions. Long sustained sounds, beautiful sounds. Each of these different. And these patches also lovely. So cinematic. Well, on top of the individual groups, gestures, movements, statements, and suspensions, also provided are some multis. Multis are stacks of contact instruments, 3 or 4. And as you stack them up, you get a bunch of sounds together. So on a single note, hear the delay is creating a wide stereo field. Let's add. So, like I said, I'm perfectly happy with this library, and I'm very grateful that Sonixinema, let's just say Sonixinema, I think that's what they want. I think that's how we are supposed to pronounce it, for sending it to me to check out. I'm super happy with the way the instrument is recorded, with the controls over it. I don't necessarily love the whole, like, I'm going to do the rhythm for you kind of thing, but in this case, it feels lively and vital. There's enough variation as the cycle progresses to keep me interested and happy. Great piece of work. It's on sale right now, just dropped. I think I'm sure it'll go back up again real soon. And there it is. Two thumbs up, as they say in the movie business. I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe and ding the bell to be notified when I do my videos. I'll see you next time.